Right, and I am off to Northern Africa today, but first, got a little bit of a problem. You see, I've just landed at Newark Airport in New Jersey, and my flight leaves in a little under 2 hours from JFK Airport on the other side of New York, so I've got to find a way to get there fast. I really don't think there is any better way to get across New York than on the Blade helicopter service. This is just so cool. Look at that view. Wow. The Blade Airport shuttle service is such a cool way to get between the airports and New York. It's just 5 minutes from either Newark or JFK to downtown Manhattan, or you can connect in Manhattan and travel between the airports just like I'm doing today. The best part is, if you're travelling on your own, it's not much more expensive than an Uber, coming in at under $200. Last time I got an Uber to Manhattan from JFK, it was almost $150 each way and took an hour. It's easy to get money off as well. Just use my code Noel Phillips on their website and you'll get $50 off a ride, making it even cheaper. Alright then, 20 minutes later, here at JFK International Airport, about to take a flight tonight with Royal Air Maroc across to Casablanca in Morocco. Now, Terminal 1 at JFK Airport is not my favourite airport terminal in the world to go through. In fact, none of the terminals at JFK are really, but it's the one that Royal Air Maroc go from, so I had no choice but to go and head straight for check-in. Hello. Hi, how are you doing? Have check-in, please, for Royal Air Maroc. Alright, perfect, thank you. Thank you very much. Cheers, have a good one. Alright, that was all very easy. Just checked in, got my boarding pass. Let's head through security. And that was a job easier said than done, because security here at JFK was an absolute nightmare. With no pre-check line at all, there was just one huge mess of people that took about 40 minutes to get through security. Oh goodness me, TSA, an absolute nightmare here today at Terminal 1. I don't normally have any problems with TSA, it's usually quite straightforward, but Royal Air Maroc don't do pre-check, so there was no pre-check available here, and there was just one massive line, and just took forever to get through, but never mind. They've given me the prime class lounge today. I went in that lounge last time I was here when I flew on Air Serbia. It's not the best lounge, so I'm going to see if there's another lounge I can maybe get in with a priority pass or something instead. It's going to be a little bit nicer place to spend a bit of time before my plane goes, which isn't too far away now after that security thing. The first one I thought I'd try then was the Air France SkyTeam Lounge. Hi, how are you? Yeah, do you take priority passes?
Not at this moment.
No, not at the moment. Alright, thank you. Alright, well, Air France normally take priority pass, but they're full today, so we can't go in there. Let's see if we can find another one then. Hello. Are you taking priority pass in a minute?
Yes.
Perfect, thank you.
No guest, right?
No guest, just me. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Alright, thank you. And a result. This is the Turkish Airlines lounge here, which is pretty sweet. It's actually really nice and quiet, and they've got a nice choice of food. Just gone for a couple of bottles of water to get me through the next sort of bit of time before I go and head down to the gate and get on board the Royal Air Maroc flight across to Casablanca in Morocco. That's Norse Airways. They are a new low-cost airline flying out of Europe over here to the States with Dreamliners, all like low-cost and stuff. It's a low-cost airline, and they look pretty decent. I think they fly to like Gatwick and Berlin and places like that. But let me know if you'd like me to fly on Norse Airlines down in the comments. I'm certainly thinking it might be nice to give them a go at some point and find out what they're like. The view from the Turkish Lounge was actually pretty cool. I got to watch quite a few planes coming and going, including this Lufthansa 747-400 and an A340-600. They really do send some cool planes to JFK. Alright then, time to go and get on board the plane. It's here. I think I made a really good choice there with the Turkish Airlines lounge in JFK. It's a really nice little lounge and not very busy. It's quite nice. And the airport's kind of quietened down quite a bit since I've been in there, so that means most of the flights must have gone. Anyway, it's time to go and get on board Royal Air Maroc. I've been looking forward to flying on them for so long because they are one of the most interesting ways to get across the Atlantic, I think. So let's head down to the gate and see what they've got in store for us tonight. Right then, made it to the gate, and it's one of those gates that I don't like, the ones where you get there and there's literally no windows at all. It's just like a wall and a little cafe or something. There's no way to see what plane we're on, unfortunately, but I believe it's a 787-9 tonight, and they've got the 787-8 Dreamliners and the -9s Royal Air Maroc have, and I think the -9s have a bit of a nicer business class in them from what I've heard. So there's only one way to find out, really. Let's go and get on the plane. Alright, thank you. So excited for the flight, I headed down the jet bridge, only to have my excitement temporarily postponed when I got to the bottom and we had to wait. And while we were waiting, we were joined by every single other passenger on the plane who was trying to push their way to the front. Thankfully though, the airline staff weren't having any of it and made them wait behind.
Everybody that's on this side, hold on.
Hello, good evening. How are you? I'm good, how are you?
Good, thank you.
Thank you very much. Alright, thank you. You're welcome. So Ram's Boeing 787-9 is in this lovely 121 configuration, and that's in contrast to their shorter plane, the 787-8, which still has the old 222 seating on board. Right then, welcome on board the Royal Air Maroc Boeing 787-9 Dreamliner. This is pretty cool. The cabin is lovely. How spacious and airy it is, and the decoration's really nice. Look at the wall at the back there with all the artwork on it. It's pretty cool, isn't it? And the seat's really nice as well. It's in a 121 config here. Pretty standard business class seat. I've had this sort quite a lot. You've got like your literature up here and stuff. Really cool headrest cover matching the rest of it. Seat controls just down here to make the flatbed up. You've got loads of storage. Look at this. And then there you've got your 3-pin plug, USB power and everything in there as well. Pretty cool. And then you've got your TV over at the front, which is quite nice as well. Go through that in a little while too. And plenty of leg room to stretch out. Unfortunately, it's quite a short flight tonight. It's a transatlantic flight, but it's less than 6 hours. 5 hours 45 is the block time for this flight. Probably going to be even quicker, knowing the winds at this time of year. So let's see if this can be my fastest ever transatlantic flight. I don't know. We'll soon find out once we get airborne. But we are on board, and it's time to relax and enjoy the ride over to Casablanca, baby. Alright, so the cabin crew have brought around the menu and the amenity kit. I mean, it all looks very regal, this, doesn't it? Look at this. Very classy Royal Air Maroc. Let's have a look what food we've got tonight. So stuffed chicken breasts, biryani prawns, beef cheeks. And for breakfast we can have an omelette or a bagel with salmon. Oh, that sounds nice, doesn't it? Cool. Well, I'll get that all done in a few minutes when they come round. It sounds like they're just shutting the doors and we'll be on our way over to Casablanca. We were served some pre-takeoff drinks and I went for this lemonade before we pushed back from the gate and started our taxi out to the runway for our flight across the Atlantic. It's all kicking off on here. We haven't even taken off yet. It's in the queue for the runway. Yeah, there was some guys like travelling with a baby or something a few rows in front. The baby's not happy, been crying very loudly to the point that it's upset a couple of passengers who have demanded they be moved. So they've been moved to the back of the cabin. At which point the dad of the baby thinks that it's appropriate to start shouting at his kid in the middle of the plane to the cabin crew, and then stepping in and telling him to please stop shouting. And it's like, we haven't even taken off yet. It's just going to be a fun flight, isn't it? Eventually, though, we got to the front of the queue and it was time to get airborne for our flight across the pond. My first flight tonight then took us east out across the Atlantic Ocean to Casablanca. Flight time tonight 6 hours and 17 minutes, cruising at 36 and 39,000 feet. So this is leg one of my journey tonight. It's a short hop, this one actually. It's only about 6 hours flying time, I think, from New York to Casablanca. Then we've got a connection and then we continue on again with Royal Air Maroc on a different type of plane across North Africa. So that's going to be cool. It smells like they're starting to do dinner now and get it done quite quickly so we can hopefully get a bit of rest on the flight. That'll be quite nice. So I've got a cool new gadget to try out that I brought with me on this trip. It's called an Atmo tube, and it's a little gadget that just sits in my bag up in the overhead locker, and it measures the air quality and sends it all straight through to my phone, which is really cool, and it's fascinating to see the different sort of readings that it gives you on your phone and stuff like that. I thought I'd just have a bit of a play with it and see it. The air quality score at the minute on the plane is 90. Out of 100, which means it's good. It's got a good air quality. The only problem is the humidity, which is really low. It's 28%, which is strange. I thought a Dreamliner was supposed to have a 27% even. I thought a Dreamliner was supposed to have like higher humidity than other planes, but I don't know. I've not tried it on another plane yet, so we'll have to see. But it's really cool. But the air quality on this Dreamliner, I can report to you, is 90%, which is pretty decent, I think. I don't know, I've got nothing to compare it to yet, but we'll try it on this trip, shall we? Should we try it on some of the other planes I fly on, and we'll see how it differs when we go from one plane to another. I do want to check out this absolutely amazing looking amenity kit and see what's inside it. It looks very nice, doesn't it? Shall we see what's inside? I mean, just look at that, a nice kind of goldy type logo on the front. Royal Air Maroc, very regal, isn't it? Very regal. For an airline with the name of Royal, I suppose it has to be. Let's have a look what's inside. So what have we got inside the amenity kit? Let's have a look. We've got a dental kit. Good start. Little card exclusively. Broom Visage Fresh Air. Is that like a face refresher or something? Maybe like a little spray. Oh, it smells quite nice. It's leaked a bit. It smells quite nice. An eye mask, but it's not a very nice one. It does have a gold. How many eye masks? They've got little gold plated bits on there. That's pretty unique. Okay. We've got some stockingette things. These are really not very good quality, are they? Look at those. So that's something your gran would wear, isn't it? Just needs to be ruffled down a bit. Nora Batty socks. What else have we got? I don't really understand a lot of this because it's in French. Understandably so, because they speak French in Morocco, but we've got one of them, whatever that is. I'm sorry. Balm à lèvres, that's lip balm, innit? Got some of that. And what is that? It's like a candle or something. Is it a candle? Creme Hydro Stand Visage. Oh, that's face cream. There we go. And nothing else, just a big stain where the liquid stuff's leaked in there. There we go. Well, not a bad amenity kit. It's not one of the best inside, but it certainly looks cool. I mean, there. Anyway, that's the amenity kit that you get on Royal Air Maroc. Alright then, time to have a look through the in-flight entertainment system. Let's see what we got. Go home here. What have we got? It's very red. Okay, movies. Let's see what movies we got. Okay, good choice of movies. Oh, they've got Home Alone. There's quite a lot of movies. That's very good, that. Wow. Let's go back and see what TV we've got. That's what we've got. Young Sheldon. Let's have a look. And Big Bang Theory. What have we got? Fresh Off the Boat. That's quite good. I enjoy that. The Middle. That's quite good. Lots of kids programs. That's pretty cool. And that's about it. Not a lot really. We've even got some games to play. What games do we have? Let's have a see. Oh, a few little things to have a go on. That's not bad. Let's have a look at the flight map. Well, there we go. It's one of these kind of 3D interactive-y things, which is quite nice, really. Let's put the flight information up there. There we go. There we go. showing our route all the way over the Atlantic Ocean to Casablanca. There we go. Yeah, that's not too bad. Not a massive selection of TV. It's quite a lot of movies though. Certainly more than enough for a flight of about 6 hours or so. Alright, mealtime. Starter has turned up. Yeah, that's it. I mean, it looks very tasty. But presentation wise, okay. It was just sort of thrown at me. I was like, okay, that's my starter, is it? Okay. Let's try it, see what it's like. I don't have any cutlery, by the way. I've not been given cutlery. It's finger service, I think. And quite nice though. No napkins or anything either. I don't know where to wipe my fingers. Alright, so next bit of dinner has turned up. Again, the presentation is just a tray just placed on my table in front of me. There's no kind of like friendliness or anything with that. But yeah, let's try it. Now I realise this is the definition of a first world problem, isn't it? Getting your dinner served when it doesn't look very pretty. But I'm just kind of comparing it to other airlines, that's all. And like, usually you sort of get a little bit more. It's not just thrown at you on a tray. But never mind. Let's see how tasty it is. I think that's tuna, so let's try that. Thank you. Thank you very much, thank you. It's my Moroccan tea. Yeah, it's not very nice, this food. It's a bit dry. I might leave that. Alright, so the main course has turned up. Let's give this a bash. This is the shrimp biryani. Shrimp biryani. So let's give this a go. You know, it doesn't look the best on the plate, but it tastes quite nice. That's passable, that was quite nice.
It's time for the Noel Phillips Lou Review.
Alright then, time for the Royal Air Maroc Lou Review on the 787-9 Dreamliner. And, well, here we go. It's, oh, we're only an hour into the flight, and we're sort of ditched already. The floor's kind of covered in some substance or other. Not ideal. So we're only an hour in, but anyway, we've got kind of a sink down here. There's some soap there, hand soap and things. A few bits and pieces here. Sides around toilet, obviously, baby changing table there. And yeah, that's kind of it, really. And the nice little artwork that we've got going through the cabin as well. You know, the thing is, Royal Air Maroc, their cabin and their plane is their plane's really nice. It's decorated really smartly. The seats are quite nice. You know, it's really nice, but the service and everything just seems to be a little bit kind of missing. You know, the dinner service, I was expecting Moroccan food to be really, really nice. And I'm sure Moroccan food is really nice. It's got a very high reputation, but it doesn't seem to extend to Royal Air Maroc. Unfortunately, it was passable, but it was kind of a bit, yeah. And the crew are quite strange. They had a smile on the face when I got on the plane, but since then it's kind of been like just been a chore to serve everybody. It's just been throwing food at people and stomping up and down the cabin. There's been I don't think I want to get on the wrong side of it, let's put it that way. But yeah, interesting. But anyway, so that's the loo on the Royal Air Maroc 787. I'm going to head back to my seat, I think, in a minute and try and get some rest tonight.
That was the Noel Phillips Lou Review. What a stinker.
Alright, then I'm going to try and get some rest on the flight. Flatbed's down, it's yeah, quite spacious. Got room for my feet at the bottom, that's quite nice. The duvet is quite nice actually that they've given. Quite smart, quite comfy, so I'm going to wrap myself up in that and try and get a little bit of sleep. But in the meantime, well, we've got how many hours left? Like 4.5 hours left now until we land, so I'm not going to get a lot of sleep, I don't think, but we'll see how it goes, and I will see you in the morning, and good night. Well, good morning. I've just woken up. I've just been woken up by the announcement that we're about to start our descent down into Casablanca, so I've managed to get a few hours sleep on this flight. I won't say good sleep, it was more like rest, kind of up and down, lots of cabin noises, lots of people shouting and stuff overnight, so it wasn't the most restful sleep, but then again it's only a sort of 5 or 6 hour flight, which is a bit of a shame because it would have been a bit nicer to have a bit longer to enjoy this quite a nice seat, but never mind, we are about to start our descent down into Casablanca, I think, and the sun is just starting to rise over the Atlantic Ocean. We started our descent down into Casablanca, and when we broke through the clouds on the other side, I was amazed at just how green Morocco is. Now, I've never been to Morocco before, and I'm sure there's parts of it that's quite sandy and deserty, but the fact that around Casablanca it was really green really surprised me. Welcome to Casablanca Airport in Morocco, and I have to say, when we pulled up to the gate I wasn't expecting it to be that nice, but it's actually quite nice inside. I've just got to try and find a lounge now because I've got about a 4 or 5 hour connection now onto my next flight, so let's go and see if we can find a lounge. This is such a weird airport. I've been going backwards and forwards for about 20 minutes trying to find this lounge. I found about 3 lounges, but none of them are the right ones, so let's see if we're having a look now. Alright, so I've made it to the Royal Air Maroc lounge here at Casablanca Airport. It's not the best, I have to say. It's just like a waiting area, basically. There's just like a few seats dotted around. They're not very comfortable either, these little bucket seat things, so I've got 5 hours here, so it's going to be a long old 5 hours sitting in one of these seats, I have to say, but never mind. It's a shame there's no like spaces here where you can just sort of like lounge out or anything, but there's not. It's just like a little waiting area, and that's pretty much it. So this is us for a few hours, and then we'll get on the next flight over to Tunis in Tunisia. Alright, then it's time to head to the gate. I've been in that lounge now for about 4 hours. I'm going to head to the gate and see if there's a plane there to take me on my way over to Tunis. I'm worn out now. So my flight over to Tunis then, it's going to be, I think, on a 737. Not sure if it's, I think they only have 800s actually. I don't know if they have max 8s, I'm not sure actually, but it's definitely a 737 as far as I know. It's going to take me over to Tunis. I'm not sure how long this flight is, a couple of hours I think. Thank you. It was finally time to board my flight to Tunis, and this poor lady didn't know how to operate an escalator, so she just had to wait for one of the members of staff to come and help her. But before long we were heading down the escalator and getting down to the plane. Now, Royal Air Maroc 737s actually have a proper business class cabin. It's in this 2-2 configuration and it's not too bad, although it is a little bit tired and dated. Alright then, on board flight number 2, a Boeing 737-800, quite an old beaten up one actually. It's a bit tired, a bit worn out. There's like a bar in the seat that's sort of really not very comfortable at all. We've got the table down the side here and stuff, and just basically standard, a bit like US first class really, but just US first class as it was about 20 years ago, I guess. Yeah, not the best, but hey, it's only a 3-hour flight. It's a nice beautiful day here in Morocco, so hopefully get some good views after we take off, and we'll get on our way across to Tunis. Once everyone was on board, the jet bridge was detached, we pushed back and started our taxi out to the runway for our flight to Tunisia. Our route to Tunis then was quite a roundabout one. We flew north into Spain, up to Madrid, across to Barcelona, then over to Sardinia, and then finally south towards Tunis. Flight time today, 2 hours 54 minutes, cruising at 36, 38 and 37,000 feet. Now the straight line distance between Casablanca and Tunis isn't that far. It's actually less than a 2-hour flight if you were to go in a straight line, but unfortunately there's a bit of an argy-bargy going on between Morocco and Algeria, which is the country in the middle, in between Morocco and Tunisia, which means that basically Moroccan planes can't fly over Algeria. The downside of that is we have to first fly north into Europe, fly overhead Spain, across the Mediterranean Sea, and then do a 90-degree right turn, usually straight south down to Tunisia. It's a proper long way round. It's going to take us 3 hours to do this journey today, a journey that would normally take less than 2, but that's okay because it gives me an extra hour to try and get a bit of rest on this flight, because I really do feel like I could do with it. As we continued on our intra-Africa flight via Spain, we were served a lunch which, to be honest, wasn't that appetising. I did try it, it wasn't that nice, to be honest. Instead, I decided to just put my seat back and try and get a little bit of rest on the flight over to Tunis. I don't think there's a better time of day to fly than at the sunset. You don't have to get up early and you can still enjoy a beautiful view like this. $2,000 or about 1,600 quid, working out at 43 cents per mile. And for the price I paid, I have to say I was pretty disappointed with Royal Air Maroc, which is a bit of a shame. I'd been looking forward to flying with them so much. I was hoping to find another hidden gem of African Airlines, and at first I thought I'd found one. The cabin was beautiful, the seat was great, but unfortunately their service on board as well as the food was what let the whole experience down. Coupled with the lounge in Casablanca and the very tired 737 on the second flight, and I'd find it hard to recommend them over some of the other great airlines in North Africa, such as Air Senegal. Now then, it was just time to negotiate Tunis airport and try and find my way to the hotel.
I have one already, thanks.
I had booked a car from the hotel to come and collect me, but when I got through the airport it turned out that nobody was there. Fortunately, there were a member of airport staff offered to give me a and contacting the hotel to try and figure out where my car was.
Yeah, Marriott.
We have a number. We have number.
And
Unfortunately though, his offer of help didn't go down too well with the other taxi drivers who were waiting outside.
الو في عنده شكون جاي ها هو نكتب فيه نكذب عليك ها هو يلوج
ودي لحظة أنا تاكسي
مش تاكسي يا ودي مش تاكسي عنده شكون جاي
Hello, you speak
Hi.
English please?
I do, yes.
Yes. Where are you going exactly?
To Marriott Hotel.
Marriott?
Yeah, the hotel sends car though. So
ماريت هوتيل مش اللوتي
تفضل.
شوي بشوي
Go to Marriott Hotel. You need taxi to go to Marriott
no,
Hotel?
they are coming.
They are coming.
قلت لك انا نكذب عليك الزح
They're coming, but I think he's in here. So
And yet he did just take my phone and run. To be honest, I was a little bit nervous at this point.
هاي سوني
thank you.
Complete absolute nightmare trying to get a taxi now. The hotel said they were sending a car, and we're not sure they have. So this guy's gone to try and find the driver, who is sort of apparently taking me. I don't know. Nothing but drama, is there? But never mind. Hopefully he'll be here soon. We go on our way to the hotel. Right, so I'm told that the hotel car is on his way and will be here in about 5 minutes. So let's find out if he actually turns up now. I just want to go to bed. Finally, after about 3/4 of an hour, the driver from the Marriott turned up to take me to the
Marriott.
hotel.
Hi. How are you? Thank you. Yeah, I can say that. That's okay.
Can I help you?
Oh, thank you. Check in, please.
Yes, hi.
Um,
Actually, I'm really sorry for what happened. That was like a miscommunication, and
That's okay.
we would like just to make a good impression from the beginning. So for the transport, it is waived from now. You don't have to pay anything.
oh wow, okay. Thank you very much. I
Really
appreciate
sorry
that.
for everything.
Oh, that's okay. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Oh, thank you very much. It's warm in here. Thank you very much.
You're welcome, sir.
Thank you. Have a good evening. Thank you.
Welcome to Tunisia. Tunis. Oh, man alive, that feels good. Oh, after our little adventure flying across the Atlantic with Royal Air Maroc. Stay tuned, because on the next one we're heading even further east across North Africa on somebody else, on another airline. So stay tuned. Let me know what you thought to Royal Air Maroc down below, but in the meantime I'm off to get some rest. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.